Hi guys, welcome back to another review by Orange Hedgehog 2012. Today I'm going to be doing a review, as you can see there, a plush review on this very interesting toy network, Rouge the Bat plush, in sort of jumbo form, as you can probably see. Yes, very large indeed. Yeah, just to give you some info before I actually get into the review itself. I bought this from a private collector from Australia who goes by the name of Joe. He's a really cool guy that runs this website / forum called Sonic Collectors. If you want to find out more on this really cool site, you can check out the link that I have on my main page under Sonic Collectors. And yeah, funny enough, I found out about this interesting plush here on, of all places, of all websites actually, Facebook. Under Sonic Collectors, again, they have their own sort of Facebook page. I'll probably give a link to that in the description there. And basically he put a picture up of this plush that he acquired from a sort of charity shop / thrift / goodwill store they have in Australia, which is basically like what we have in the UK, sort of charity shops. Yeah, and when I saw her I was literally like, wow, she looks amazing. I will go into more detail obviously about the fabric that she's made from, height wise, and sort of pros and cons really. As you probably will know from my reviews, they're not your sort of run the mill sort of quick reviews. This is going to be sort of like as much sort of in depth as I possibly can about this plush. So yeah, let's get started with the review. So, as I mentioned before, where I actually acquired her, I shall mention this again, Australia. And basically, from what I've been told, these are plushes that you could only acquire from Australia. She's made by the renowned toy manufacturer Toy Network. If you're not familiar with Toy Network, they're basically a toy manufacturer based in the US of A, and they were very renowned for releasing plush characters such as Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Shadow, and also Amy. Sizes did vary from sort of the small, medium, large, extra large, and sort of jumbo, sort of you're talking sort of a good 5 foot tall plushes. Massive indeed. Yeah, and they didn't actually release Rouge, which I found a bit ironic. Rouge was a character that you could only get in Australia, of all countries really. So she could very well be a rare plush. I do have another one in sort of like a smaller size, and this is the lovely lady here. So just to give you sort of like a size comparison of this plush, the smaller one that I have here is basically sort of like an identical one to sort of the one that you see there. If you want to see a review on this lovely Batgirl, you can do under plushies. That's the Toy Network Rouge the Bat plush. And as you can see, there are some sort of differences in terms of the fabric she's actually made from. Particularly the main body of her is made from like synthetic, and I'll give you sort of a quick sort of side profile. And compared to this one, which I will sort of try and bring, she's quite difficult because she's quite a large plush, and she's really difficult to sort of sit up properly. So what I might have to do actually is prop maybe Rouge behind her. Oh, that's better. So yeah, this is the plush itself. She measures between sort of 26 to 28 inches tall, so basically just over 2 foot tall, so quite a large plush indeed. She's made from it's kind of hard to describe the actual fabric that she's made from. It's a really sort of shiny, sort of sparkly sort of fabric. It's not the sort of plush fabric you find on, say, like the Sonic Adventure plushies, nor the sort of GE plushies. And as you can see, it does give off sort of like a sparkly sort of effect in the light. So if I can try and get up closer to her muzzle, you can see sort of how sparkly it is, which is quite cool actually. It's quite a nice touch, but at the same time it's not the greatest of materials. If I probably should actually, on her muzzle, you can just about see the actual sort of back into the fabric itself. So it's a very sort of thin fabric that they've used. Sort of the, if you've seen the sort of carnival prizes that you see at fun fairs and carnivals, the sort of the giant sort of fish slash shark plushies that you see. If you know what I mean, you will know, you know, basically the fabric that these sort of plushies are made from. As I mentioned before, she's made by Toy Network. You can always check out and see what this toy manufacturer is all about. But yeah, so let's get started with the review. Enough of me babbling on here. Let's get along with the review. Now, her head is actually quite large, as you can see with my hand. You can get sort of like a comparison to actually how large she actually is. Now, what I had to do originally with this plush is restuff her. She was quite understuffed, so I had to do sort of like a custom job and sort of split her open. I'll probably show you actually. Like, for instance, I probably actually will show you if I do come across any places where I've actually had to sort of stitch her up. But the overall body of her and the overall construction is not too bad. I mean, there are areas like, for instance, around here where it does look a bit weird, a bit not that great. Particularly her heart-shaped sort of breastplate. It's quite low down. Rather than it being sort of like here, it's quite sort of drooped down a bit. I've tried to sort of enhance that area, as you might be able just to be able to make out there. There's like a dark area. I've basically used like a sock that I've stuffed, and yeah, tried to sort of reinforce that area, because particularly under her chin, it was quite weak. It's a very sort of weak spot area, because she's quite difficult to actually grab hold of. You're always grabbing her neck, and unfortunately that does affect the section under here, so I had to sort of reinforce that and stitch her up. The only part that is sort of plastic is her nose, and as you can see, or just about here, her nose is made from like a brown sort of thick plastic. Almost sort of like a domed sort of shape, as you can see there. With these plushies, they do have the, if I sort of come a bit forward a bit more, the design wise isn't the greatest, particularly her eyes herself, they're made from like vinyl transfers, and her mouth area is a print design. And yeah, they haven't included any sort of design in terms of like lipstick or lip gloss. Let's see if you can focus so you can see there. But the overall design to her is actually not that bad. You've got the sort of design to her muzzle area, which is not too bad. Originally when I did get her, her nose was very oddly shaped. I mean, the way it was positioned, it was like that. So what I've had to do was basically cut at the back of her head down there, as you'll probably see in a moment. And I've had to sort of go into her head and sort of try and straighten it out a bit. I don't want to particularly twist that too often, because I'm worried that I'm going to sort of tear the fabric itself. But if I probably, let me see if I can get her a bit closer actually. Try and get her, probably actually might be better if I get her on her side, is show you the vinyl transfers to her eye design. You can probably make out just about there from her eyelashes how the design actually works, and I suppose it's very similar to the sort of iron-on transfers that you can get for clothing. So they've actually transferred it onto the fabric with maybe heat. And the actual eye colour itself, I think there's a subtle difference. The camera might come out, I mean, you can probably just about make out, I think, the differences in the eyes and the colour to her eyeliner compared to actually her eye. It probably does come up on camera a bit darker, but to actually look at her, it's almost like a sort of like an aquamarine colour sort of. So yeah, see if I can get a close up. There you go. You can see the actual transfers there, as you can see with my finger along there. So yeah, really cool, interesting there. Really cool what they've done with the ear design as well. Sort of come out a bit. They've actually included this design, as I've probably mentioned before. You can probably see from my previous video on the smaller Rouge there. As you can see, she's lying down, supporting the bigger Rouge. What they've actually done is, rather than using the lighter sandy sort of colour, they've included sort of like a darker sort of almost a creamy sort of burnt orange. Kind of hard to describe what the actual colour is, but yeah, sort of like a darker sort of burnt sort of peachy colour really. So that's quite a nice touch they've added. I didn't actually decide to stuff these. I've just left them as they are. It's very flappy, which is quite cool actually. I prefer it like that. Her really quite a large ears there. And if I might have to sort of try and sit her up again, if she will. What I have to do actually is get Rouge out. Yep, there we go. Basically the same on the other side, and this originally did come with a tag. Just trying to find the hole which she which I think is there. So it's really hard to see, but basically there was a hole. So she originally came with a tag, and I'm pretty sure it's the sort of circular Sonic X tag, the blue one. So I don't know actually if these were just basically for sort of carnival prizes, or whether they were actually available to purchase from sort of toy stores like Toys R Us or stuff. So if you do know, please let me know. You can see the hair design. I will go into more detail about that in a moment. Moving down to her chest area. As I mentioned before, down here particularly was very understuffed. I've reinforced that with a lot of stuffing to make it a lot more sort of stiffer, as you can see there. Her heart-shaped sort of breastplate is not as sort of heart-shaped as I would have liked it, but it's not too bad. It's really nice though, because the fabric is actually quite soft. As you can see, as I mentioned before, the actual material is quite thin. And they've done the same with the other smaller Rouge. They've actually used purple instead of black. I don't actually know why they actually decided to do that. But this is her sort of cat suit. And same again, you can see the actual fabric is quite very thin. Moving down to her boots now. Sorry about that, Rouge. She doesn't mind. Moving down to her boots. Same again, these were very understuffed. The actual designs, I mean, particularly to the tips of her boots, the heart shapes, are actually quite good. I think they've done a better job, basically, compared to sort of like her chest area. And the same again, it's made from a really nice sort of soft, sort of shiny, glittery sort of fabric, as you can see there. If I move her boots, you can see the effect that it's giving off. Basically what I've done is I slit open the side or the back of her boots on both sides, and I restuffed that, as you can see. It's not always the greatest job with stitching, I must admit. But yeah, this is basically her boots. Really cool, I do like them. And the pink sort of, I don't know if you call these cuffs, you can get your fingers down there to her sort of where her ankles would be, basically. And before I flip her over, I'll show you her gloves. Unfortunately, as you can see there, I haven't done the greatest of stitching jobs. Let's see if that'll focus. There we go. Unfortunately, one of the strings that was obviously attached has come off. I might decide to sort of glue that on at some stage, but I'm going to leave that for the moment. But as I'm here, you can see the actual individual threads that have been used to be stitched around, to distinguish her fingers, really, and to actually show that she has actually fingers, and the thumb as well. They've included in the design there, and basically the same for the other side, as you can see. And now if I flip her over, probably best on her side anyway. Sorry Rouge, if I move the little mini me out the way, I'll give you a look at the back of her head. You can see where I've actually had to restuff her and stitch her back up. I do actually quite like the design to her hair, her hairdo style. So that's really cool. And obviously the back of her ears, those aren't stuffed, it's just basically the fabric itself. And they've actually included as well a sort of string. I'll show you that in a moment actually. And this is basically the back of her. You've got the back of her boots and the soles, moving all the way up to the back of her legs, her tail. And what I actually done here is, originally these weren't stuffed. What I actually did, as you can see there, little focus, there we go. I've actually opened her up, restuffed the wings, because these were quite flat. I thought it would be quite nice to sort of plump them up a bit and give them sort of like a sort of 3D design. What I've actually done is the same of what G have actually done. Because these obviously, where I've stuffed her, they've actually become quite heavy. So what I've done is stitched at the back of some of her sort of hair, her locks, as you might call it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased how it came out. And what I'll do while I'm here is actually show you the her tush tag. See if that focus. So you've got the Toy Network sort of name along with the logo, and originally you can see the actual content that she was, which was consisting of polyester fibre, cotton felt and polyurethane foam, which I have no idea what that is, if it's the pellets or stuff. As you can see, the copyright Sonic project, and this one, which is just basically not to be removed until delivered to the customer. Nothing on the back, that's just basically plain, as you can see. Really cool design actually. What I might do is show you a sort of like side profile of her. It's quite difficult to actually get in completely because she is quite a large plush. I think I might need you again, Rouge. Mini-me. As I mentioned before, she does come with like a string, quite a thick sort of ropey sort of string. Do not recommend hanging these up. Obviously now because she's quite sort of heavy, top heavy particularly, but just move her back a bit. And I'll move back, whoops, almost. Yeah, she can be quite awkward sort of to sit up really. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it there on the lovely Toy Network Rouge the Bat plush. Just to give you another look. So yeah guys, I think that's pretty much it there on my plush review there. I hope you've enjoyed my review. I did promise that I will do like a review on her, and here she is. So I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I hope it's gone as smoothly as possible, as with all my reviews. Yeah, I'm really professional. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end it here, guys. So as always, please feel free to check out my channel for more reviews, both plush and non-plush related, for my collection. This has been a review from Orange Hedgehog 2012, and as always guys, keep your eyes peeled for more reviews coming in the next few weeks. So thanks a lot guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao!